the gates of Istana Nurul Iman, the world's largest and most extravagant palace, lies a story even money can't keep hidden. Picture this: 1,788 rooms, a private zoo filled with exotic animals gifted by world leaders, a fleet of golden cars, and more secrets than you'll find in a spy thriller. The Sultan of Brunei, Hassanal Bolkiah, is one of the wealthiest monarchs on earth. But while the world marvels at his wealth, few truly know about the untold stories of the women who once stood beside him. What happened to the flight attendant who became royalty, only to vanish overnight? How did a news anchor go from international headlines to royal obscurity? And what does life truly look like when even love is weighed in gold? Here at Filthy Rich, we dive into the secrets money can't buy. Join us as we uncover the fascinating and mysterious lives of the Sultans' Wives, a tale of opulence, sacrifice, and secrets buried deep within Brunei's golden gates. Istana Nurul Iman isn't just Brunei's crown jewel, it's an architectural marvel dripping in extravagance. Spanning 2.2 million square feet, it dwarfs Buckingham Palace and the White House combined. With its golden domes, endless corridors, and chandeliers worth more than private islands, it doesn't just suggest power, it flaunts it unapologetically. The palace even boasts stables for prized polo horses and a garage brimming with luxury cars, many dipped in, you guessed it, gold. To the outside world, it's the ultimate fairy tale, a glittering kingdom where life surely must be perfect. But behind the shimmering facade lies a different story. One of immense pressure, rigid expectations, and silent sacrifices, especially for the Sultan's wives. Sure, there were private jets at their disposal, closets filled with haute couture and diamonds that could fund small nations, but those luxuries came with a hefty price tag. Privacy was non-existent. Perfection wasn't just encouraged, it was demanded. Every move was scrutinized, every word carefully weighed. Each wife had to perform elaborate daily rituals to maintain the Sultan's favor, from specific wardrobe choices that reflected their rank to ceremonial greetings that reinforced their status within the palace hierarchy. A single misstep could mean humiliation, exile, and even the quiet erasure of your identity. Istana Nurul Iman wasn't just a palace, it was a gilded cage. While the golden walls sparkled on the outside, they confined those within, creating a world where survival required more than grace or beauty. It demanded resilience, strategy, and the uncanny ability to navigate the unspoken rules of power. But what happens when even resilience isn't enough to survive the palace's demands? To answer that, we begin with the matriarch of the royal family, Pangeran Anak Saleha, the unshakable queen consort who has stood steadfast amid decades of royal intrigue. Pangeran Anak Saleha epitomizes elegance and resilience. As the Sultan's first and only remaining wife, she's been a steady presence in his life for decades. Her grace and poise are legendary, rivaling even the grandeur of Istana Nurul Iman's golden domes. Through the highs and lows of royal life, Saleha has remained an unshakable pillar of the Brunei monarchy. Her journey has been far from easy. Over the years, Saleha has seen other women enter the Sultan's life, dazzling the public with their beauty and charisma, only to vanish into the shadows just as quickly. Rumors of palace rivalries have long swirled, hinting at tension and competition behind the scenes. Yet Saleha remained unshaken, her loyalty to tradition and her role as Raja Isteri unwavering. What's the secret to her enduring presence in a world where loyalty can shift as quickly as the tides? Many attribute it to her deep commitment to tradition and her understanding of the immense responsibility that comes with being the matriarch of the royal family. Others admire her ability to stay composed amid the inevitable drama of palace life, focusing on her role as a symbol of stability and continuity. Saleha's story serves as a powerful introduction to the rollercoaster lives of the women who have shared the Sultan's throne. Her unwavering presence contrasts sharply with the rapid rises and falls of the Sultan's other wives, each story more shocking than the last. Next, we turn to Mariam Aziz, the former flight attendant who soared into royalty on a whirlwind journey, only to have her fairy tale take a sharp and unexpected turn. Mariam Aziz's rise to royalty is the stuff of fairy tales, a flight attendant turned princess. She went from cruising the skies to walking the golden halls of Istana Nurul Iman. One day, she was serving drinks at 30,000 feet. The next, she was the Sultan's second wife, dripping in diamonds and attending the world's most exclusive royal events. For nearly 2 decades, Mariam dazzled Brunei with her charm, grace, and unmistakable charisma. She quickly became a public favorite, representing the royal family at state functions and winning hearts with her elegance. As her profile grew, Mariam became synonymous with Brunei's modern monarchy, a glamorous yet relatable figure in a world of tradition. But in 2003, the fairy tale unraveled. Without any warning or public explanation, the Sultan announced their divorce. It was swift, silent, and shrouded in mystery. Mariam was stripped off her royal titles, her presence in palace life erased almost overnight. What happened behind closed doors? Was it a clash of personalities or something more sinister? Some believe Mariam's vivacious personality and love for the spotlight clashed with the conservative expectations from the Bruneian royal court. Others suggest the relentless pressure of palace life and its intricate politics may have taken a toll. Whatever the reason, Mariam's departure was a stark reminder that even in the most glittering world, wealth and status don't guarantee happiness. Her story marks one of the most dramatic chapters in the Sultan's marital history. As Mariam faded from public view, other women entered the spotlight. Azrinaz Mazhar Hakim, a young Malaysian news anchor, was next to join the royal family, proving that in the Sultan's life, the throne might be golden, but it's far from stable. Azrinaz Mazhar Hakim's story is a modern-day fairy tale, at least at first glance. In 2005, the Malaysian news anchor married the Sultan of Brunei, stepping into a world of unimaginable wealth and privilege. As the Sultan's youngest wife, Azrinaz injected youthful energy into the royal family, instantly capturing the attention of the media and the public. Her poised demeanor and vibrant personality seemed to signal a new chapter for Brunei's monarchy. Azrinaz's role in the royal family seemed secure when she gave birth to 2 royal children, cementing her place in the Sultan's legacy. She was frequently seen at high-profile events, wearing dazzling couture and representing the royal family with poise. But then, in 2010, the fairy tale came to an abrupt and mysterious end. Out of nowhere, the Sultan announced their divorce. No reasons were provided, no scandals were revealed, and Azrinaz's royal titles were stripped. Almost overnight, she vanished from the public eye, her once prominent palace in the royal narrative quietly erased. Why such a sudden and dramatic turn of events? The palace offered no explanations, leaving the public to speculate. Was it the result of internal palace politics, irreconcilable personal differences, or the immense pressure of royal life? Some whisper that Azrinaz's youth and modern sensibilities clashed with the Sultan's deeply traditional court. Others suggest that the burden of navigating such a complex world proved overwhelming. Whatever the truth, Azrinaz's story is a reminder of the unpredictable nature of life within Brunei's royal family. Her rise and fall remain one of the Sultan's most enigmatic relationships, a tale of glamour, mystery, and a dream that ended as abruptly as it began. For the Sultan's wives, life in Istana Nurul Iman wasn't the endless fairy tale it appeared to be from the outside. Yes, the palace was a symbol of extravagance, with its gilded halls, priceless chandeliers, and private stables. And yes, they had access to wealth and privilege beyond imagination. Private jets, diamond-studded wardrobes, and entourages ready to meet their every need. Behind the silks and jewels lay a harsh reality. In a palace where perfection was mandatory, survival came at an extraordinary cost. Strict traditions dictated their roles, and every action they took was closely scrutinized, not just by the Sultan and his inner circle, but by the public and the global media. A single misstep could lead to humiliation, exile, or being quietly erased from the royal narrative altogether. Some wives navigated this high-stakes environment with remarkable skill, leveraging their roles to influence decisions within the royal family and beyond. They understood the delicate balance of grace and strategy required to maintain favor while subtly wielding power. These women became figures of strength, diplomacy, and resilience in a world that often sought to constrain them. Others, however, struggled to adapt to the immense demands of royal life. The pressure to embody an ideal of public perfection, combined with the isolation and lack of personal freedom, proved overwhelming. For these women, the palace's golden gates didn't represent security. They represented confinement. These contrasting stories remind us that royal life isn't just about luxury, it's about survival. For the Sultan's wives, navigating the expectations of the palace meant balancing privilege with sacrifice. And as their tales show, even in the most opulent surroundings, the cost of power can be extraordinarily high. So, what can we learn from the Sultan's marital history? If these stories prove anything, it's that wealth and power may build the grandest of palaces, but they can't guarantee happiness or even stability. For all the gold-plated opulence of Istana Nurul Iman, the lives of the Sultan's wives reveal a world that's anything but a fairy tale. Pangeran Anak Saleha's story is one of endurance, poise, and an unyielding commitment to tradition. She's weathered decades of change, standing firm as the matriarch of the royal family and a symbol of grace for Brunei's people. Then there's Mariam Aziz, whose rise from flight attendant to princess captured imaginations worldwide, only to see her royal dream unravel in silence. And who could forget Azrina's Mazhar Hakim, whose meteoric ascent and mysterious departure left the world wondering what really happens behind Brunei's golden gates. In a world where even love is measured in gold, the Sultan's wives remind us that behind the grandeur lies a reality of resilience and sacrifice. These women lived extraordinary lives, proving that even in the most gilded cages, strength finds a way to shine through. If these secrets left you wanting more, subscribe to Filthy Rich for deep dives into the untold stories of the world's elite. Because when it comes to the truth behind the wealth, the real intrigue begins where the gold ends. See you in the next video.